I'm sitting here once again with another clan leader as I'm doing the segments. This clan here, I'm sure you all recognize the symbol very, very well, is Elitegunz. The leader of the Elitegunz, his name is Zast, the Master Blaster himself. How are you doing today, Zast?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Excellent. So, we're just going to do a little Q&A with you. How long have you been the leader of Elitegunz?
Well, it's been almost a year now. We started as SS Guns last year and had some complications, so we had to transfer everybody from that clan to a new clan called Elitegunz, which everybody liked the name a lot better. So that's kind of where we went. It was August of 2017.
That's really cool. Okay. So now, how do you motivate your players? I notice you guys are in the top 10 at least every single week. How do you motivate people to keep going and just go for that goal?
Well, the key on that, I think, is, you have to build relationships with the guys you have in your clan. And what works for me is, I like to treat everybody with respect, and we have integrity, and we try to play with honor as well. There's a lot of things that kind of prevent that whole honor thing there because of the way certain people play. You kind of have to adapt to their playability. But overall, it's just respect each other. Somebody, for instance, if, somebody's had a bad day or something, we're like one big family over here. So what it is, somebody's having a bad day, try to help them out with that bad day. If they don't want it to be, a personal thing, then that's cool. But what I think overall is the camaraderie, the family setting, so to speak, not necessarily, mother-father setting, but brother-sister, definitely. I look at these guys that are in our clan as brothers or sisters. We build relationships with each other for such a long time that the cups really don't even matter. It's just being able to get on when you've had a bad day and play war robots and just relating to people. So ultimately, I think that's what keeps the clan together and why we've been running for so long and why we do so well. We don't necessarily root for people who have super high activity. We don't root for people who have maxed out hangers or whatnot, though we've been referred to as a whale clan, which, I totally understand that for these newer guys. But,
well, anyone who's kind of new and just hit level 30 and like Diamond League is the Nightmare League, right? So I mean,
right.
You're getting blasted no matter what if you're still in Diamond until you make that edge. Okay,
yeah, for sure, definitely.
So how does one go about coming into the family of Elitegunz? Like, do you have minimum requirements to get into the group?
We do. We actually we've created a website as well. It's elitegunz.com. That's guns with a Z. And what we have on there basically is we'd like to see guys with a minimum of level 10 weapons and robots. But, some guys I've seen on here that, have 4 robots and they do extremely well with just 4 robots. So we sometimes, will change the rule around. So it's not really anything permanent.
Okay, so in summary, what you're saying is any bot is basically obtainable so long as you can grind it out. It's not always the Wallet Warriors, and even if you have lower end bots, you can still make a go at it and have a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so now, do you have any peeves about the game itself, the way it's set up or anything?
Yeah, I get 2 of them specifically. One, it's well, now that I think about it, it's really 3. It's the matchmaking. I think they need to take it back away from matching with leagues, and they need to go back to hangers and weapons. The other one would be the Legends League, I think it should, show the actual good players and not just the active players. I'm not saying that any of the active players aren't good. By all means, they are. But it just specifically shows the most activity, which, doesn't weigh or measure your skills or abilities. And the other one would be we shouldn't be able to obtain clan points from other clan members. Let's say I'm in a match, with whoever, and there's another member of my clan on the opposing team. I shouldn't be able to kill all of his robots and obtain any clan points or activity points, or it would be damage points. Activity points, okay, yeah, I think maybe you could be able to obtain those, but I think it should be the way to get the clan points should only be from your opponent that's not in your clan.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Now, my next question is, and this is kind of the last question, what would you like to see Pixonic do for the clans, i.e. in-game communication, some sort of clan rewards for placements?
Well, first off, I think they should let us use the enter button when we're inputting text into the clan chat. If you have to click on the send button there instead of pressing enter. It's so much easier just to type your message and to send it. But ultimately, I would like to see a whole interface for the clan. The ability to possibly track people's weekly activity from previous weeks, maybe generate an estimated cup count for the next week, or the ability to put people on vacation if they're on vacation. That way, it doesn't count towards anybody. Maybe you want to obtain a certain amount of clan cups. Let's say you want to try 50,000 and you need to figure out, who needs to do what. And even when, there's people on vacation and what have you. I'd like to just see a whole revamp of the clans. Definitely some sort of voice within the chat or whatnot, or within the game itself. That way you can speak to other people who, maybe, for instance, a guy drops a camper bot on Beacon Rush. That just gets me every time. There's no point in that. The point of Beacon Rush is to rush to the beacons and to change them around. So there's probably a whole list that we don't have a lot of time for, but there's definitely a lot of stuff that could be done to better the game. But it's doing pretty good. It's coming up. We've gotten a few changes, so I'm happy with them so far.
Right on, Zast. Right on. Okay, well, I think that's about it. I'm looking forward to taking a squad with you and your guys there, and get some footage of that and see what you guys are made of on the battlefield.